Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to a brand new video. So this video is going to be quite exciting for me. So if you watched my last video, you'll know that we had Avery's school admissions meeting fairly recently, and she is pretty much all set to start school, and as of yesterday the final few pieces have started to click into place. So what we were actually waiting for was either for Avery to have her X-Panda delivered at school, which I believe should be there by now, or if not it won't take long, or for her to have a wheelchair, because obviously she needs some form of seating while she is in school. Now, we actually had Avery's wheelchair assessment this week, and I did not expect it to go as well as it did and to just happen as fast as it did. It is technically a buggy, but it is more like a wheelchair, but they bought it with us for us to try, and because Avery fit in it and she was happy in it, they actually left it with us. So Avery now has a wheelchair, which has been crash tested, and it is safe to go in a vehicle with her in it. So that means that the transport that she was awarded can now all go through. So her teacher at the school has actually sent off all the paperwork for that, or I know she was going to. That will take a couple of weeks, but as soon as that is sorted, Avery will be in school. So we did decide for her to go mornings because we just thought that that would be better off for Avery. She gets a little bit more tired in the afternoons. They did give me a timetable so I can see what she's going to be doing each morning, and come September she will be of school age, so she will start full time. So I feel like it's a nice transition just to kind of get her used to going for half of the day before she then extends to going for the full day. It gets her used to the teachers, it gets her used to all of the staff, because what I have noticed is all of the staff seem to know all of the children. It's not just a case where she's only going to build a bond with the teachers in her classroom. I'm sure she will come across many of the teachers throughout the school, which I really liked. It was a really nice atmosphere, it was a really nice environment. It literally felt like a big family community in that school, which was one thing I absolutely loved about it. In the meantime, while we're waiting for her transport and everything to be set up, we have actually kind of booked in a few sessions where we're going to be taking her in to be with her class to do whatever activity they're doing on that morning, and we actually chose the days that they do swimming. So they actually do swimming on a Friday morning. So this Friday we are actually taking Avery in for her first little swim session with her classmates. I'm really excited for it, but now that things are kind of rolling, I want to get everything ready for her for when she starts school. First things first, I will show you the wheelchair. So here it is, and like I said, it is technically a buggy and not a wheelchair, but this is the Snappy. I can't remember the make of the brand. I've got it written down somewhere, but this is the Snappy, and I believe this is the size 1. I think that is what they said. It is quite easy to maneuver. The wheels rotate in the front, so it's easy to move around. It's not too heavy. I mean, don't get me wrong, it is heavier than a standard buggy, much heavier than a standard buggy, but it's not as heavy as I thought it would be, because they can be quite heavy and clunky. At the moment it's literally just the frame and the seat. We are going to be getting a shopping basket to go underneath, and then Josh and I are going to have a look on Amazon to see if we can find maybe a universal hood and a universal rain cover. I want to check Amazon before I actually go with the brand, because special needs equipment is ridiculously expensive, but we're not going to go there because you guys know how I like to rant about that. But she straps into it really similarly to the X-Panda. It has a chest harness that clips in 4 places, and then she has the lap strap. I know it's quite difficult for you to see because it's sort of black on black, but it has the little seat belt over the lap. She does have this little abduction block, so her legs fit nicely in here, and this is all very, very snug. They spent quite a while yesterday sort of getting her in it and making sure all these things were in the right places, so it was really custom to her body, and she fits really snugly in it, and she is happy in it as well, which obviously was the main thing. So I'm really happy with this, and like I said, it's crash tested. Now, I will say it is going to be a little bit difficult to transport if, for example, we are not travelling in our van, because to take it apart we do have to take the seat off, and then the seat kind of stays like that. It doesn't fold down any smaller. The frame will fold flatter, but it is still quite bulky even when it is kind of taken apart and folded down. But hopefully the idea is we won't need to fold it down too much. As you guys know, at the moment we do not have a wheelchair accessible van. That is the plan the next time we kind of go through the whole sort of Motability route. At the moment we just have a van, and we thought that we could transfer her to and from the car seat. She is still light enough, and then in 3 years time, when her sort of Motability contract renews, we will then look into a wheelchair accessible van. So that is the plan. The next thing that we are intending to sort out for Avery, or are in the process of, should I say, is a specialised car seat. So at the moment, I'm not going to go into too much detail about the car seat. I want to show you that when it actually comes. It is going to take a little bit longer, but we actually went through Motability Foundation to fund this car seat, because let me tell you, a specialised car seat is ridiculously expensive. It was necessary. Avery is still in, you know, a standard commercial car seat. She is rear facing. She is almost 4. She's growing out of it, and we knew that we were going to need an adapted car seat at some point. So we're going through a company called Laza Rehab. They've sent us a quote. We have discussed things with them over sort of FaceTime. I think they're a German company. We have had a video call with them. We've seen kind of features of these car seats, what they look like. Essentially what they are is car seats that have kind of been taken from the general market and then adapted. So Avery's in particular, we've kind of gone back and forth with the things that she's going to need, such as the abduction block. We needed to make sure that she could tilt in space. We needed to make sure it had a recline feature. She will be forward facing because she is getting bigger. She won't be able to be rear facing for much longer, which does make me a little bit panicky, because I know rear facing is always safer, but because she is 4, she is kind of pushing that boundary. She does need to be forward facing, and that's why we knew we had to go through the kind of accessible route. Now, the car seat was very expensive, very, very, very expensive. It was over £5,000, full disclosure, which is exactly why we have gone down the sort of grant funding route. We've gone through Motability Foundation, and they have been really, really helpful. It's been a really, really smooth process. We just kind of had to send them documentation to show our sort of eligibility, and then we had to show a recommendation from our OT, which our OT did for Avery, and then also the quote, and all of that seems to be going through smoothly. So once that happens, we can then order the car seat, which should take about 8 weeks to be made and sent to us. So that is another step. That's not going to be needed so much for school now, thankfully. We thought that the wheelchair would actually take a lot longer than the car seat, but I will be sure to show you the car seat in full detail when it arrives, but it will be a few more months yet. The next thing that I thought would be nice to share with you guys, getting Avery and all of her bits and bobs ready for school, was to get her school bag ready. I don't think I've shown you guys this yet. I might have shown you it, I'm not sure, but Avery actually had this for Christmas. We bought it on Etsy, and we just think it's adorable. Obviously it has her name on it. So yeah, we bought this on Etsy, really, really happy with it. I also wanted to make sure there were bottle holders in the sides. Now, because Avery's only going half days until September, she won't actually have any feeds or meds while she's in school, but when she goes full-time in September, she will be. So I wanted to make sure that this bag was going to be big enough for kind of all of her feed bits and bobs, but in the meantime, I just want to pack it up for while she goes in the mornings. Obviously she's always going to need stuff, so we thought it would be nice for her to have her own little big girl school bag instead of taking her baby bag. So first things first, and these are the most important bits, so I am going to place them straight in the front pocket for easy access, are Avery's emergency epilepsy plan, and then also her rescue medication for epilepsy. So that's her buccal midazolam. They did ask that we keep one in the school, so they will probably keep that in the nurse's bay, I would imagine. When she goes full-time and she has meds there, the school have said what they normally do. It's much easier for kind of parents and the school as well, is we actually kind of double up on the meds that she will be having in school, and they actually keep bottles in their medicine cabinet. It saves us having to transport them to and from every day, and it saves them the effort as well. So I've popped her epilepsy plan and her medication in the front pocket, so it is nice and easily accessible. Next, nappies and baby wipes. These are probably the things that are going to come most in handy for Avery while she is there. Obviously she is going to need bum changes, so I am just going to pop those into the little pocket inside the bag to once again keep them separate from other things. A change of clothes is always important, just in case Avery has any leakage accidents or her clothes get extra messy. Avery does have a school uniform, which I think is absolutely adorable, but it's always helpful to take a spare change of clothes just in case she gets wet and needs a dry set of clothes to change into, so I'm just popping in this little dress that she doesn't wear that often, to be honest, and then her little Minnie Mouse leggings. They can go in the bottom. Hopefully they won't be needed that much. I know they do put kind of aprons on them and stuff, but it's always better to be safe than sorry, really. Next thing I'm adding, which will also go in the front pocket, is a 12 French stoma stopper, just in case Avery's G-tube falls out while she is there. Like I said, at the moment she is not there for feeds, so they can just pop the stoma stopper in then, and we can replace the tube when she comes home. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but it's always better to be safe than sorry. I am also going to add an extension set in there as well. Again, she is not being fed there at the moment, but my thought is, if for some reason she all of a sudden becomes really unwell, they can actually administer paracetamol and ibuprofen, so I'll put that in there. It will come in handy. Obviously we're not far away from the school. She's only there for 2.5 hours. If she were to become poorly, we would go and get her, but if she were to spike a fever really quickly, obviously getting paracetamol into her ASAP is important. So I'm just going to pop an extension set in there, and then they are able to give her paracetamol or ibuprofen. And then the last thing that will be going in this bag, which won't be in there every day, but it will be on Fridays, of course, will be a little swimming kit. So I am going to go and grab a towel from upstairs in a minute, and that will go in this bag as well. But I ordered this on Amazon. It arrived yesterday, and I think it's really adorable. She doesn't have a proper swimming costume. She just has kind of a top and bottom set, and I thought it'd be nice for her to have a nice new swimming costume for nursery. So this one has little ice creams on it, and I love the pastel colours. It's just really simple. So this will be going inside the bag along with a swim nappy, and that will be on Fridays. But like I said, I will pop a towel in here as well. I'll probably wrap these up inside the towel and pop them in a plastic bag, and that way when she's done with swimming, her wet clothes aren't gonna sort of wet the rest of the bag. So that's essentially everything she's going to need to start with, I think. I don't think I've forgotten anything, but if I have, I could just add more things as I go along. But then this gives Avery something to bring things home in as well. I need to grab the little carabiner clips off of her other pushchair to pop on the wheelchair. And then we can pop this on her wheelchair, and this will go to school with her. So really happy with it. And that's pretty much everything set to start with. I'm sure we'll learn as we go along the things that she's going to need to go in with, but for now I feel as though she is pretty ready for school, especially now she has the wheelchair, and I'm really excited for her to start. Evening guys, it's actually quite a few days later now. Reason being, we all got sick, including Avery. Everyone got sick. So that Friday that we were supposed to take Avery swimming with her classmates, we couldn't go because she got really poorly and she was up all night the night before, but she is getting better now. It's now Thursday the following week, and we had an exciting phone call today. Actually, we had a phone call from Avery's well, what will be Avery's transport driver, and he came to meet Avery along with the lady that will be driving with him, who will be essentially chaperoning Avery to and from school. And basically it's all set up, and she's due to start school on Monday. Which is insane. It's definitely bittersweet. When we got the phone call and he said that it was all due to start up on Monday, you should have seen Josh's face. Like, his face just fell. I think we're in two completely different minds when it comes to Avery starting school. I think we're both really excited for her, and we know it's going to be best for her, but Josh is very reluctant to give her up. But it's all good. Another bit of exciting news. We had our new sofa delivered this morning, and I'm really pleased with it. So this is from DFS. We do have it on a finance plan, so we will be paying for it over the next, I think it's 4 years. We also took out the fabric care, so we don't have to worry so much if any of Avery's kind of slobber or poop or pee or puke gets on it. I have just left a little gap down the side here because we're going to be getting an end table for there, and we've also got a new rug. We ended up actually getting the rug pretty much for free with the sofa because they had an offer on at the time. So we've had the rug for a while, but we're just now putting it down because we've just got the sofa today and we wanted it all to be nice and new. The nice thing about this sofa as well is that this seat here actually reclines, which is really nice. So when me and Josh are in here together, one of us can lay with our feet on the chase lounge and then the other can lay with our feet up on the recliner. So yeah, really pleased with it. So I had a message earlier from Avery's teacher asking that since she'll be starting with them properly on Monday, if we wanted to take her in tomorrow morning for a swimming session, because it's Friday mornings they do their swim. So we've said yes, and we're going to take Avery in to swim. I'm glad we have that actually, because we've not actually been able to sort of take her in for a transition. We took her in on the day we went to tour, which was, it was nice to have that, but we've not had like any other opportunity to kind of transition or sort of kind of watch her in the environment. So we get to do that tomorrow morning, which will be nice, and then she'll be starting mornings then come Monday, which is just like, I still can't believe it. She is in a bit of a diva-ish mood at the moment. Evenings, like come 3 o'clock, she just gets a bit crabby. She has this new evening routine, and we are fully taking advantage of her Tony's box, and she likes to lay in her bed with her projector on so she can see all the lights on her ceiling and then listen to her Tony's box. It's The Little Mermaid she's been listening to at the moment. She seems to really be enjoying that one, but she seems to want to start that routine earlier and earlier, and it's just a little bit too early. So to try and placate her for a little bit longer, Josh has taken her out in the wheelchair just to see if he can keep her happy for a bit longer. I don't know, maybe wake her up a little bit so she's not so tired and crabby, but she has been getting quite crabby in the evenings. But yeah, we were all a bit unwell. We all had a bit of a cold. Luckily it wasn't too bad. We did have to cancel Avery's shorts and Acton test again, so that is incredibly frustrating. But this winter's just been kind of ruthless when it comes to bugs and viral infections. But she is on the mend now. We're all on the mend. Anyway, another bit of exciting news. Tomorrow we are all actually off to our local children's hospice, so it'll be our very first day. Beyond that, it is kind of more sort of crisis intervention, crisis stays. So if we're really having a hard time, we'll reach out to them and ask if they can kind of help us for a bit of respite. But they do kind of offer every family kind of a no pressure first stay, just so that you can get used to the environment. We have decided to go as a family because that is always what we used to do at Little Harbour. From the vibe I'm getting, it seems as though most families tend to just take their kind of child, like the service user just kind of stays there, and then the parents use that as respite. We have never done that, so we're just going to kind of go as a family this time. We're going to feel it out and then just see what's what. But I need to start packing. I thought I was going to have tomorrow to pack, but now that we've added in this extra swim session with Avery at school, I need to start packing this evening so that I don't have too much packing to do tomorrow. We're only going for the weekend, so it's just 2 nights. We are pulling the boys out of school a couple of hours early because it is an hour away from where we live, and they do close their admissions at a certain time because they like to start sort of bedtime routines with the children, which is fair enough. And you know, the schools tend to be a bit more lenient with things like that. You know, it's not like we're pulling them out for silly reasons. It's a children's hospice. It is a service that our family genuinely does need at times. So yeah, that's our plans for the weekend, and I'm really excited, and I think it's exactly what we're going to need to kind of take our minds off of Monday so that me and Josh don't start stressing about it. But I will be sure to catch up with you guys on Monday. Look who's just come home from school. Avery had her first day at school today, and she did really well, so it was definitely weird sending her off on the bus this morning. I cried, I'm not gonna lie, I did cry, but yeah, the school were really good in sending me lots and lots of pictures while she was there, and they said that she didn't stop smiling. I know that she's been on the trampoline today too, which is really nice. And she came home really happy. She's being fed now. I would imagine being at school this morning has worked up an appetite for her. But I don't think today could have gone better. It was really good. So she's officially started school now. Her transport people, her driver and her kind of escort are really lovely. And you seemed really comfortable on the bus, didn't you? Hi! Yeah, you seemed really comfortable on the bus. So that's it, first day at school done. Yeah, you're a big girl now. And yeah, she's really happy, so that's kind of just a testament to how today's been for her. So I'm really, really, really pleased. We all had a lovely weekend at the Children's Hospice. Similar to Little Harbour, but there are some slight differences which we are just going to need to get used to. But we did have a lovely time. Avery had a massage. They actually had a therapist who comes in and gives massages. So Avery had a lovely massage and it was very relaxing for you, wasn't it, Puddin'? Hey? Their hydrotherapy pool wasn't open. They're working on it apparently, but that's fine because we took Avery swimming on Friday at school. And what else did we do? We met some other children. She had some time with the play therapists. It was nice. It was really nice. And me and Josh definitely got to take a little bit of a step back, which was nice too, because it just gave us a little bit of a rest. Avery seemed really happy there. The boys discovered the den, which is essentially like a little bit of a kind of kid cave. It's just tons of gaming consoles and it's a really dark room with a big chair in front of a TV. So we lost them to that room, but I think they were completely fine with that. Food was really good. Met some really, really, really lovely nurses. Yeah, we had a nice weekend and today went really well. So now that the first day of school is done and it's all gone really well, I am going to close this video out. So I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully Avery continues to have lots of good days in school. And with that said, I will catch up with you guys again very soon in another video. Bye guys.